Welcome back, Cheeseheads, to another episode of BAM GPG. So, Bryson, today is August 22nd, the day before our final preseason game that kind of wraps up this offseason and training camp for the Green Bay Packers. Today's episode, guys, I wanted to kind of take a deep dive into the Packers rookies.
Absolutely.
Take a look, kind of drill into the 2025 NFL draft class and see where they're stacking up this offseason, right? The good, the bad, the injuries. So let's take a look at that, Bryson, as we head into our final preseason game. And I wanted to start with none other than Matthew Golden, your guy right here, Bryson. So this first round wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers this year, he's continued to turn heads all throughout training camp this year.
Oh, yeah, he's been amazing.
He absolutely has.
Wide receiver one.
Absolutely. So his precise route running, reliable hands, as you mentioned, has easily made him probably the top target in Green Bay this offseason so far, this training camp. I do expect him to be one of the favorites for Jordan Love as we start the season. I expect a lot of action for him. A lot of rookies, you see a build-up period going into the season. They really don't start to kind of blossom or find that confidence with the quarterback until about the midway point. But I do think Matthew Golden's came in. He's proven himself. He's comfortable with whoever's under center, right? Whether it's Malik Willis or Jordan Love. The guy's a stud. I expect a lot out of him this year. And again, I think coming in as a rookie, he is our wide receiver one. And it's crazy to say that. Now, moving down the board
here. That's why you draft a wide receiver in the first round.
Absolutely. So moving down the board here, Bryson. So Anthony Belton, the offensive lineman that we took in the second round, he's had kind of an up and down camp for the Green Bay Packers. You think back to that second preseason game where he had 5 penalties himself just in the first half alone. Again, there's been flashes of raw talent from him, but a lot of inconsistencies, in particular the pass protection. So the coaching staff of the Green Bay Packers is going to have to iron that out before the regular season kicks off. But there are going to be some there's going to be some tough roads ahead for him to start the season. I think, again, he's flashed the raw talent. I think he's going to get it together. Is he day one ready like a Matthew Golden is? Probably not. But I do expect him to be a contributor, towards the end of the season for sure. And then, unfortunately, Bryson, injuries, right? We've not just the rookies. This has been Green Bay all off season. You've heard injuries all up and down the board, whether it's on the offense or defense. Well, injuries have slowed down a few of the key rookies as well. In particular, wide receiver Savion Williams. So he's been really limited due to injuries.
Yeah, it really sucks because he was going to be a good wide receiver.
It is, yeah, and it's hurting his chances of breaking into the wide receiver group early on in the season. I do think he'll get there. Again, he's not going to be where Matthew Golden is at this point, but I think as you start to dwindle into the season a little bit, I think Savion Williams, he comes back healthy. You'll start to see him get more and more involved in the Packers offense, especially a guy with his talents, right? He's really a Swiss Army knife in that aspect. He can do a lot of things for you on the field. And then Baryn Sorrell, the rookie edge rusher, he showed a lot of promise so far up to this point where he did suffer that MCL sprain, so he's expected to be sidelined for a little bit, but he's someone to keep an eye on as the season starts to progress a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Collin Oliver, Bryson, another edge rusher that we took in this year's draft. He's been on the PUP list since camp began, so there still hasn't been a lot of chances for him to kind of showcase his skills. And
it's really bad.
Meanwhile, while we're talking about the defensive line, Warren Brinson, he's continued all training camp to trend up and up and up. So he's been a bright spot in this draft class, in particular on the defensive line, and he's quietly climbing up the rotation and showing that he's earning those meaningful snaps. Especially, I expect a lot of meaningful snaps out of him early in the season as well, as long as he continues to trend in the right direction. And then moving along to the secondary. So rookie corner, Micah Robinson, he's in the mix. Got limited versatility to him as opposed to what some of the other D-backs have that we have. So it's probably going to land him on the practice squad initially rather than the 53-man roster as they make their cuts before this Tuesday. And then finally, Brinson, we have John Williams. He's an offensive line prospect. He's been steady, but he hasn't done quite enough this training camp to earn him or guarantee him a roster spot. So he'll really need a strong finish. Really, tomorrow's it, right? It's the third and final preseason game. So he'll need a strong finish in the preseason finale to keep his name relevant in the conversation when it comes to roster cuts and who's going to make the practice squad. So to sum it up, Brinson, this rookie class has plenty of upside still, right? A lot to be excited about, but there are also a few question marks as we start to close out camp. And a lot of that is because they haven't had a lot of exposure as, injuries or just,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, injuries has been the big part of it. So again, tomorrow's game is going to be crucial for a lot of these guys who haven't gotten the exposure to kind of showcase what they have. A lot of them are still on the roster bubble. As we mentioned, 53-man cut down is coming this Tuesday. So you're going to see a lot of them transition to the practice squad. But it doesn't mean you won't see them during the season. As we all know, injuries happen, right? There's going to be guys rotating in and out of the practice squad. So we'll be watching closely tomorrow during the game to see who kind of steps up and who fades out during as we dwindle down towards the cut down for the 53-man roster. So Brinson, we will be back. We'll bring you a recap of the game tomorrow, the good, the bad, and what the Packers are going to look like come Tuesday. So we will be back with that tomorrow, Brinson. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment under the video. Let us know what you think, who you think is going to make the 53-man roster, and who you think probably winds up on the practice squad. Brinson, as always,
it's go Pack go.